All right, trade recap for today. I made around $14,600. Hold on, let me restart that. All right, trade recap. Made around $14,600 today. So I took two trades, both on NQ, and I'll explain both of those. So first trade, let me mark out 930 right here. Mark out 929. So going into the day, we were pretty choppy. We had these lows and highs from earnings yesterday coming out, right? Didn't really tell us much. We were looking at this high mostly, but let me zoom out on a higher time frame. So if you see this, we have a huge imbalance right here. Nothing really to worry about. We have this key level right here. Actually, it was two key levels at one spot. So I was very, very, this was my draw going into the day. No matter what, I wanted to see price come down and hit this yellow line. And market opened, and we literally just ripped right past this high. And then we just started chopping, and then we moved down off of this. So I just took a short right off of here. Based off of this right here. I knew we wanted to come and take these lows again because this didn't really tell us much. There was nothing that we did in order for this low to hold, right? We did not sweep out any lows really. We did not manipulate back into anything. We kind of just pumped right off market open, took a high, and then we started to chop down. So that told me that there was nothing for this low to hold for. Right, along with there being lows right here and this key level right here, I knew that we wanted to go lower based off this. So once this kind of displaced to the downside and got a little retrace, I took a short right here for a 2.9R right down to this key level, and as you can see, it literally just ripped right to it and then reversed. So that trade was very nice. I got in with little to no drawdown, and then I got out right at the bottom of the move. So yeah, there was not much to that besides knowing where that key level was and knowing that the market was going to go there. So entry didn't really matter, but yeah, it was all about that key level getting hit. Once we started to see market develop a little bit more structure, then I started to see this, right? We had this key level right here that I was watching. And then we pushed up off of this. We disrespected VWAP. We pushed past it. This range right here from top to bottom, we tapped right into 618 of this range, but then we broke it again. And then I knew we didn't want to hold this after we pushed past it, right? There would be no reason to push past this high in the first place if we were going to hold this level and then go down and take this low, right? Could have taken a short right here down to this low. But it obviously didn't hold. It would have got stopped out right here and then pushed past again. So once this pushed past this high, once this high got broken, because this high right here tells us what? Okay. First of all, once this high gets broken, we know that our bias is going to go long. We're probably going to go take that high. Why do I say that? Because this whole range right here, if we retrace into this, typically if this high holds and we start to push down, then that means we're probably going to go take that low again. But with this key level being here and the fact that we've respected it so nicely, pushed right off of it with huge volume coming out of it, I was kind of hesitant to take anything in this, in these two price legs, okay? I was very hesitant. I was just waiting and waiting. I saw this tap into 618. Still waited. Price pushed down to VWAP and then pushed back above this high. So I knew at this point there was literally no reason for us to want to go take any more lows. So we just retraced and then pushed past that high again right here, right? So at this point I was waiting for a retrace. I wanted to see something into this imbalance right here or into 50% of this, something that showed me that we wanted to go lower and then go higher, right? I waited and waited, nothing happened. We pushed past this high again, as you can see right here. We just kept breaking these highs, and then we eventually got an entry right here. If we jump down to a low time frame, right off this retrace. We got in at like 50% of this range right here. I entered about right here off of this move down. Let me mark out 50% of this range. So that range right there, 50%. I entered a little bit below that. I pretty much like bottom ticked this whole thing. Let me get rid of this. But yeah, there was like no drawdown needed. I didn't see a reason to come underneath this wick right here. So I put my stop, I think it was below here at first. And then once I saw this candle, I moved it pretty much like to here just to give it a little bit more room to run. And then we ended up breaking the high again. We retraced, we chopped around a little bit, and then we ended up taking the initial balance high. So that was a super clean trade. I probably could have caught something like right here as soon as it broke this high, but there was really no difference. I still made $14,000 across those two trades. But yeah, pretty simple. Nothing like crazy to look at. Nothing too complicated. Just easy, simple trades. Based off my strategy. But yeah, honestly, pretty simple day. But I loved that this key level held, and I knew that if we got like this huge leg down, right, and we were coming very volatile towards that, and then we just had a beautiful V-shaped recovery right off of that, there would be no reason to come down. And then maybe if we retraced up to 618 and then came back down, that would be valid. But there'd be no reason for us to come up here and then just take the low, you know? Being that we got so much volume right off that leg right there, we kept breaking highs. We broke this high right here off of this retest. Boom, we came down, broke this high, boom, broke the high again. We just kept breaking highs and showed signs of wanting to be bullish on the day. So, pretty simple, but that is pretty much it. There's not much else to it. So if you want to learn more about my strategy and the in-depths of how I do this every day, here I'll show you the P&L calendar for these new charts, or not these new charts, these new accounts. Crazy shit. I don't know why my win rate is so low, because as you can see, I'm pretty much only taking, I don't know why it says 9 trades, 8 trades. Like, I usually only take 2 or 3 trades max a day, but I don't know, Top Step or Project X is pretty glitchy with like the amount of trades you take. I'm not actually taking 9 trades a day. These are the only trades I took, but I did scale in and out of contracts, but it's probably why. If you want to learn the in-depths of this strategy, shoot me a DM on Instagram, TikTok, leave a comment on this YouTube video. Whatever you want to do, get in touch, and I'll talk soon.